Hey assholes, Pat Ryarchy here, also known as the Patriarchy. New York fucking Times, my favorite paper on the planet. You know, it's funny, half my videos are either New York Times articles or Huffington Post or Washington Post or some bullshit that was on MSNBC, CNN, BuzzFeed, or some random blogger or whatnot. You know, but it's funny because you wouldn't expect the New York Times to write something like this. You wouldn't expect the New York Times to really hit this much of a low. And yeah, it's an opinion piece. You know, it's not like this is news. This is just some asshole on New York Times writing an article. And Chris Ray Gunn already did a video on this, but I feel like that video didn't go fully in depth on the article because Chris is more about telling jokes and stuff like that, which is great. That's what he's good at. Let's look at this article by who the name is this fucker? Chris Sullentrop. Super Mario runs not so super gender politics. And basically he goes through about how the Super Mario Brothers Run game is bad because they didn't update the game for girls because his daughter went to play it and it's not updated for little girls, so it's sexist. So instead of, actually going through the video game industry and actually maybe finding real places to criticize it being sexist or not, which I'm not saying Anita Sarkeesian. I'm just saying, yeah, maybe there aren't a lot of female characters in games. Okay. But his whole argument here is ridiculous, to say the least. New York Times should be ashamed for releasing this garbage. And some of the comments in the comment sections are even worse because they reinforce this bullshit. All right, let's get into it. And then, I can't believe this. You guys will freak out. Last week, after a wait of almost a decade, the world's most popular video game series, Super Mario Bros., finally came to the world's most popular video game machine, the iPhone. Is the iPhone the most popular video game machine in the world? I guess if you're counting app games like Angry Bird and shit, but do most people even have iPhones? Don't most people have, like, Androids? I don't think everyone... Does everyone have an iPhone? Don't people have different phones? Nintendo's Super Mario Run went immediately to the top of the App Store charts, above mainstays like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube. According to one estimate, the game was downloaded 37 million times in the first 3 days. Nintendo making bank. This will probably last a lot longer than Pokemon Go did, which had the lifespan of 2016 to 2016. Unfortunately, despite Nintendo's history and reputation, Super Mario Run is not a female-friendly game, or at least not one my wife and I will be letting our 6-year-old daughter play. That's ridiculous. I love that. It's not a family-friendly game. That's really funny. Like, don't let your kids play Super Mario Run. It's dangerous. There's fireballs in there. They might play with matches. The game is rife with stale, retrograde gender stereotypes, elements that were perhaps expected in 1985 when the first Super Mario Bros. Was released in the United States, but that today are just embarrassing. Yeah, it's so embarrassing to play Mario now. This game from the 80s with almost no story or characters. It's just... everything in Mario that we love about it, that first game, we project a lot onto it. Or we associate it with things from future Mario games like Mario Brothers 3. As a huge Mario fan myself, and I can beat the first game pretty fast. I can speed run that game, over and over again. Basically that game is you're just this little plumber guy, you get some fire, and then you take out little monsters, and then you beat a big monster at the end, and you save a princess. That's really as complex and as in-depth as Mario gets. Mainly the reason you played is for the platforming and the level design, which was groundbreaking, which was great. And was innovative and helped keep consoles relevant in the 80s. So to add anything, why would you add a progressive spin to an updated Mario game? The game never had any kind of politics to begin with. It's not a political game. It's a Japanese game about a guy who is from Donkey Kong that got his own video game where he jumps on mushrooms and shit. Super Mario Run begins, as does almost every Super Mario title, with Princess Peach becoming a hostage who must be rescued by Mario. Oh, Jesus, what a fucking sick game. Just before her ritual kidnapping. The patriarchy. Peach invites Mario to her castle and pledges to bake him a cake. Oh, man, fuck. She's gonna make him a cake for coming over to his house, to our house and stuff? Jesus Christ. Isn't it crazy when women make you cakes? Isn't society so terrible that they make you bake us cakes? Upon her rescue, she kisses Mario. The game also includes a second female character, Toadette, whose job is to wave a flag before and after a race, like a character from Greece. Yeah, like a character from Greece. Okay. Where did that come from? Like, what the? Like, oh, like a character from this random movie now. Like, because they wave flags in that one, just like people wave flags in this. By failing to update Super Mario for a contemporary audience, Nintendo is lagging far behind the Walt Disney Company, one of its closest American analogs. Disney's film Frozen subverted and reinvigorated the fairy tale princess movie. The Force Awakens gave us a female Jedi. Super Mario Run doesn't even try. I'm sick of hearing this Frozen was this feminist subversion film. Frozen is very flawed, has a boring ass second act, makes no sense really. They didn't talk to each other for like 10 years. And yeah, okay, they're sisters and they get along. Wow, and the one prince guy's evil. Mulan had a better feminist message, and yeah, I don't think Anna and Elsa were the best female character. I think Ariel, even though she just wanted to love a prince guy, you know, I still think Ariel was a better like female character for little girls growing up. She was a very forward thinking character and did what she wanted to do. And if you want to be with a guy, what's wrong with that? Isn't it a good message to tell girls that if they want to be with someone who's right for them and their dad tries to oppress them and not and control them, they can tell their dad to fuck off? Isn't that a positive message? I don't know. And then The Force Awakens, yeah, because Rey, what a beautifully written character Rey was. Yeah, just fantastic. So, because a Star Wars sequel has a female lead, we have to go back in Mario and add a female character in a game called Mario Brothers. Think for a second before you write this shit. I mean, that's fucking retarded, what this guy just wrote. What is this even? Why don't you just say, why don't they make a new Mario game with that? Okay, and even in all the new Mario games for the most part, including the sequel to this, you can play as Peach. And she's in Smash Brothers and kicks ass. I mean, the sequels have addressed this. You can play as the female characters in most of the Mario games and Mario Party and all that. So you're just looking for something to complain about. In isolation, there's nothing wrong with princesses or baking at all. My daughters love those things too. Okay, then what's the issue? But Super Mario Run relegates its female characters to positions of near helplessness. Peach and Toadette become playable only after you complete certain tasks, which makes the women in the game feel like prizes. To be fair, the same is true of a few male characters. Okay, we just eliminated your own argument then. Worse, should you then use Peach to defeat her kidnapper Bowser, you'll discover that neither Mario nor a kiss is waiting for her as a reward. Oh, Jesus. Miyamoto, the designer of Super Mario Bros., as well as Donkey Kong, The Legend of Zelda, and other landmark games, is frequently called the Disney of video games. He may have a little too much in common with Uncle Walt, and not enough Hayao Miyazaki. So he's what, like he hates Jews now because he doesn't make the female characters the lead in an update of an old game. I'm confused. How is he not? That makes no sense. Disney movies had Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They had princesses back in the day. What? I mean, yeah, I love Miyazaki and I love his female characters, but I don't know what that has to do with Zelda. What about Metroid? Nintendo has Metroid. Samus is a female character. One of the first. Mr. Miyamoto told Wired this month that he was more involved with the design of Super Mario Run than that of any Mario game since 2007 Super Mario Galaxy. That means that only two Super Mario games that included playable female characters from the start, 1988 Super Mario Bros. 2 and 2013 spectacular Super Mario 3D World, were games in which Mr. Miyamoto was not directly involved with the level design. Oh, I see what you're implying, that if Miyamoto's involved, there's no women. But when he's not, that's basically what that paragraph implies. Like, Miyamoto was not involved with these games, so he wasn't involved with these level designs, so then his sexism couldn't get in there. It's just Japanese sexism. The role to be a worse place of video game creators were judged only by whether they balanced their games with male and female protagonists. Some of 2016's best video games, including the interactive drama Firewatch. Overrated. Shitty ending. I'm sick of hearing praise about Firewatch because it has a compelling drama and character work. And the disturbing Mario-inspired Inside are largely about men and boys. Still, lots of girls and women play video games. There are more women over 30 who play video games than boys under 18 who play, according to industry's lobbying arm, the Entertainment Software Association. A Pew Research Center survey published last year found that almost 60% of girls between the ages of 13 and 17 are gamers. I really question the idea that more women play games over 30 than boys under 18. I mean, I don't know, but that seems a little wild. I don't actually believe that at all. I'm pretty sure teenage boys probably play games more than women over 30, but who knows? But if the game sold 37 million, if it already has 37 million downloads, apparently nobody gives a fuck except for you, New York Times guy, and your crazy control over your daughter. You're like a psycho who's trying to control their daughter's worldview. Your daughter's gonna be fucked up. Like, is she not able? Is she not gonna be able to watch like old movies, like James Bond movies, because Bond slaps some women and objectifies them? Seeing people like myself depicted as heroic on TV and in movies and video games can have a powerful effect on viewers and players. The actor and comedian Kumail Nanjiani, who was born in Pakistan, tweeted after watching Rogue One, the new Star Wars movie, that he started tearing up after a scene in which people who looked like me and dressed like people were good guys. Jesus, some people are really sensitive and get satisfied really easily. Oh my god, someone in this movie looks like me! Oh. Representation in interactive media may be even more important than it is in linear entertainment. In video games, players describe ourselves as the digital avatars we control on a screen. We say, I died, not he died. Yeah, I really project myself into Mario. I go out all the time and step on fucking turtles and put on a plumber's outfit and everything. You got me there. This sense of identification gives video games an enormous capacity to create empathy for other people. There are video games in which you play the parent of a dying child, as a transgender woman beginning hormone replacement therapy, as the son of an alcoholic, but it also presents more conventional game designers with an opportunity to create games in which young girls, and not just young boys, actually become heroes themselves. You're giving video games too much power. You sound like a wacky conservative Christian person who thinks violence in video games makes you violent, or R-rated movies are bad. I mean, I hope you know, like, you sound nuts. This is really crazy. You want there to just be transgender games, something that's not even 1% of the population, or as the son of an alcoholic, that game probably where the baby gets beat by the drunk mom. Players describe the experience of being with one as less like talking with a person and more like inhabiting someone else's mind. The social scientist Sherry Turkle wrote of video games in 1984. Oh wow, what an expert on games she wrote in 1984. Yeah, well, games were really advanced in 84. In the second half, 1 year before Super Mario Bros. Came to America, in pinball, you act on the ball. In Pac-Man, you are the mouth. God, Pac-Man could suck my dick right now. Well, Miss Pac-Man, she's got those cute little lips. The knowledge that video games possess this power, that they will allow us to adapt new identities and grant us new ways of seeing ourselves, is as old as Mario's quest for his princess, which makes it all the sadder that Mr. Miyamoto, with all his gifts, has yet to seize it. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, God, Miyamoto won't make this game franchise about women. And look at the comments here. This is hilarious. Some of these people defending this. Oh my, I have a question for the commenters who have been so critical of this column. What are you so angry about? I mean, you must be pretty angry to have taken the trouble to post in the first place. What was it that set you off? What, that he was trying to be a good dad? That he thinks 6-year-olds need protection and guidance? What made him write this insane article? And no, this is not protecting your 6-year-old. This is keeping them closed in and giving them a narrow worldview and not letting them play a video game that they'd probably enjoy playing. There's a lot of hostility towards a guy whose point can be summed up as, I wish a popular game wasn't so unnecessarily unhealthy for my little girl. So really, what is it that you are so mad about? Because he's putting that on this game, and this is pushing some sexist gender politics thing, and he implied in the article that Miyamoto was sexist. That's exactly what he fucking did. This is a piece of shit article. But more people defend it. God, there's some people on here, they're so pissed. Well, this guy has a great comment, and this is why conservatives make fun of us liberals. Really, this is the battle you're going to fight, updating Mario to be less sexist. This is the liberal equivalent of the Fox News war on Christmas. As a gamer, I agree that the game industry does not do enough to promote strong female characters. Reading the remarks here is disappointing. Video games and their culture hold up a mirror of our modern cultural norms. This is not trivia, but cultural nuance. Yeah, they hold up a mirror to our cultural norms because we're all plumbers who go into magical kingdoms and save princesses all the time. And we all live trying to be that hero the rest of our life. We're all influenced by these video games. I mean, do you know how nuts you guys sound? I don't think I'm Star Fox and I can fly. I don't go out there and live GTA just because I like playing Grand Theft Auto and killing hookers. I don't go actually kill hookers. Um, it is a game, and one hopes those playing know the difference between a game and real life. If not, they should be talking to a psychologist. But a lot of the comments are people saying that they defend this article and that it is true and they totally relate and everybody else is just being a hater and all that stuff. But, I mean, look, guys, this is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. I criticize the New York Times all the time, and people always try to tell me that it's just their opinion articles that are bad, and that for the most part is true. But every negative story on Trump, they keep pushing the fucking Russian narrative more than anyone else. Them and CNN are going to keep pushing it. They were in Hillary's pocket the whole election. They tried to write every kind of bad spin they could on Bernie Sanders and Trump during the entire election. They gave no coverage to anyone else in the Republican Party. And they let bullshit like this come through. I remember when I started as the patriarchy, I covered a Times article on KFC about how Trump ate KFC and how he did that to try to condescendingly relate to the small people in America. And then they have articles like this where some guy's overly protective of his daughter, and it's hard to read the article. It's kind of creepy. This dad's like telling his daughter what to do, and you go through it and you try to find some kind of logical, silver lining here, like, okay, where are you getting at? But there isn't one. There isn't one at all. It's just a guy complaining. It's just a guy complaining and acting like a fucking SJW. This is one. I mean, this is like a Tumblr post or something. It comes off like parody or satire. It's beyond brilliant, except for the fact that it's real. It's crazy, and I can't. I feel bad for the guy's daughter. I hope she goes to a friend's house and gets to play this awesome fucking game without her authoritarian father being a fascist pig, and living in this blind, deluded world. I don't know. God, if your daughter's only being exposed to like Force Awakens, she's missing out on a lot of good fucking movies already. And I don't know. I loved Samus as a kid, and I loved Metroid, and I didn't care if she was a female or not. It didn't matter. I love Samus today. I still play Samus in Smash Bros. A lot, even though she fucking sucks in Melee. I still play as her. And at the end of the day, who cares? I mean, does Lara Croft have to be a male character now so we can have more inclusion, so we can be equal? Mario already was equal because it was universal. The game came first, not anything else, and that was the beauty of it, was that everyone could play it, and that's why it did so well, and that's why it's continuing to do well, because girls and boys play it together, and it unites us. But the left is all about division, and they even want to divide us with Nintendo and Mario, which is really funny, because Nintendo unites girls and boys. We play Mario Kart together. We play Smash together. We play Pokemon together. Nintendo loves female gamers. So to even imply that Nintendo doesn't embrace that community, I think is really insulting to Nintendo, who I think's been very progressive since the beginning and does include female gamers. So what do you guys think? Leave your opinion in the comments. Do you think Super Mario Brothers is sexist and Super Mario Run needed to update with a female playable character? Even though you can't play as them, you have to unlock them. So they even did add that. They did update the game. He's just pissed they don't have it from the beginning. I mean, oh my god. Holy shit. New York Times, please. When these things come to your desk and you look at this, the editor's there. If you're wondering why your sales are dropping and we don't take you guys seriously anymore, it's because of tabloid bullshit like this. This is terrible. I feel like this guy did this just maybe for clickbait because he didn't know how to write an article about Super Mario Run. This is the Patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, go fuck yourselves.